First things first, to really get Spain, you have to understand the land itself. I mean, this isn't just some pretty backdrop. The geography, the mountains, the coasts, they're a main character in this story, shaping everything that was to come.
Just take a look at the sheer scale of this place. It's the biggest country in southern Europe. Right in the middle, you've got this huge, high plateau called the Meseta Central. It's basically walled off by mountains, like the Pyrenees up north, and then it's surrounded by more than 1,800 kilometers of coastline. This wild geography creates a land of total extremes, which, you can imagine, set the stage for completely different ways of life to develop.
And here's the real kicker. Those mountains, they did a lot more than just look majestic. For centuries, they were like giant walls, creating these little pockets of isolation. You can think of them as cultural incubators. It's right there in those secluded valleys and coastal plains that completely unique languages, traditions, and yeah, even cuisines started to bubble up. The seeds for today's Spain were planted right there.
Okay, so we've got the stage set. Now let's talk about the cast of characters. For thousands of years, wave after wave of different peoples washed over the Iberian Peninsula. And every single group left something behind, a layer of culture, language, or ideas that you can still see today.
You can almost watch Spain's identity being built in real time here. First, you had ancient traders, the Phoenicians, Greeks, Carthaginians, setting up shop on the coast. Then, bam, the Romans show up and stay for 600 years. They gave the place its name, Hispania, and brought their laws, roads, and language. After Rome fell, the Visigoths took over for a bit. And then, in 711, everything changed again with the arrival of Muslim rule.
And this period, Al-Andalus, is just wow. It's so fundamental to understanding Spain. This wasn't just another kingdom. It was a global hotspot for learning and culture. This is where so much knowledge was preserved and expanded upon. We're talking huge leaps in math, medicine, and science that really laid the groundwork for the European Renaissance. It was a time of incredible coexistence, a golden age that completely shaped the soul of southern Spain.
But, things change. As Al-Andalus began to fracture, a new power started growing in the north. This next chapter is all about consolidation and conquest. It's when this patchwork of different kingdoms was, pretty violently hammered into a single powerful nation that was about to take over the world.
So how'd they do it? Well, it all kicked off with the Reconquista, this super long push by Christian kingdoms to retake the peninsula. The real game changer was the marriage of Isabella and Ferdinand, uniting the two biggest players. Then came 1492. I mean, what a year! They conquered Granada, the last Muslim stronghold, and in that exact same year, they decided to fund some guy named Columbus, launching an age of discovery that literally changed the map of the world.
I mean, just let that sink in for a second. In the span of a single generation, Spain went from being this collection of feuding kingdoms to the world's very first global superpower. The wealth that poured in from the Americas fueled a golden age of art and spread the Spanish language across entire continents. Okay, let's switch gears to my absolute favorite part of this whole story, the food. Because if you really want to understand Spain's history, the best way to do it is to taste it. Seriously. Spanish food is like a living museum. Every single dish tells a story.
Think about it. A dish like paella is basically a history lesson on a plate. The Romans brought the olive oil in the big flat pan. Then the Moors came along those ancient trade routes and introduced the rice and that precious saffron. It's a direct taste of the empires we were just talking about, all in one bite.
Or let's talk dessert. Crema Catalana. You've probably heard of creme brulee, right? Well, this is Spain's amazing cousin, and its roots go way, way back. It's a direct descendant of the simple egg custards people ate all over the Roman Empire. Over the centuries, it got fancier with sugar and cinnamon, ingredients from those trade routes, and of course, that signature burnt sugar top. It's a Roman idea with a modern Spanish flair.
And you find this everywhere. Head down south to Andalusia, and you'll find rabo de toro, this incredibly rich oxtail stew that just screams agricultural history. But then go north to the plains of La Mancha, and you get queso manchego, this amazing nutty cheese from ancient shepherding traditions. Two totally different dishes, each telling the story of its home.
Okay, so we've journeyed through the landscape, through centuries of history, through the kitchen. Let's land this plane in the 21st century. How do all these layers fit together today? Well, the answer is a vibrant, passionate, and really proudly diverse modern country.
Hey, remember how we talked about those mountains creating all those isolated pockets? Well, you can literally still hear them today. While pretty much everyone speaks Castilian Spanish, the country is officially multilingual. You've got Catalan, Galician, and the totally unique Basque language. And they're not just relics, they're spoken every day. They're a living, breathing part of what makes the culture so rich.
But at the same time, that one language born out of all this history, it's a global powerhouse. Spanish connects over 500 million people all over the world. From a professional standpoint, that's huge. Whether you're in business, the arts, whatever, speaking Spanish plugs you right into one of the planet's biggest cultural and economic networks.
Now, when it comes to the economy, today's Spain is a completely different animal. Agriculture is still part of its identity, for sure, but the country has become the fourth largest economy in the Eurozone. And as you can see, the engine driving all of that is the service sector. We're talking over 70%. It's a massive change from the old days.
And a huge piece of that service pie is tourism. I mean, check this out. Spain is the second most visited country in the entire world. That's insane. Millions of people come every year for everything we've been talking about: the history, the food, the culture. That, along with a really strong banking sector, is what modern Spanish prosperity is built on.
And you can't talk about modern Spain without talking about sports. Football, it's more than a game. It's practically a religion. Teams like Real Madrid and FC Barcelona are expressions of intense regional pride. But it's not just football. From basketball to cycling to, of course, the one and only Rafael Nadal, sports are where you see the competitive fire of modern Spain on full display.
So there you have it. When you pull back, you can really see all the pieces of the mosaic fitting together. It's a nation built on contrasts, a rugged land that created a diverse people, a history made of layers you can still see and, yes, still taste. And today, it's this amazing modern tapestry, a country united by passion, but one that gets its real strength from all those proud regional differences.
Which kind of leaves us all wondering, right? For a country that has been constantly changing and reinventing itself for thousands of years, a place that's always balancing unity with diversity, the real question isn't just what Spain is, but what it's going to become next. Thanks for joining us.